Hello, my name is Esther Mwangi. I'm currently pursuing my accreditation as a partnership broker. This is a program that is sponsored by Partnership Brokerage Association, and it's something that really excites me because there's a burden I've had for quite some time, and it was becoming very difficult for me to achieve it. Maybe I can give my background. I started as someone who was brought up in a rural setup where anyone who succeeded left the environment and there was no one else to come back and train the people who are there, and particularly the young learners, that there is hope and there is future, that there is life after the rural environment. So the only people who ever came back are the teachers who are teaching in the primary school, and also maybe those ladies who would go get employed as nannies and now they would come back home. And we would see them well dressed and think that future has either a teacher or a nanny and nothing more. When I left my primary school, I went to the secondary school, again in a rural setup. It was a day school and it was also a mixed secondary school. And again, life there was not that easy. There was no mentorship, there was no career guidance, and there were no role models that someone would see and say, this is the person I want to be like. And so life was also not very promising. There was no, sight to see the future. Until now, I finished there. And again, I thought now I have finished my education. I would hear about university, but it wasn't very clear to me because I had not seen someone who has gone to the university and come back so successful, such that I would feel of emulating them. So when I finished my secondary school, I went to look for a job as a nanny, which I could not succeed because it had an urban setup, which I was not used to. I didn't know anything about microwave. I didn't know anything about fridges and all that. As at that time, good news came that I had been admitted to the highest university in Kenya. That is the University of Nairobi. And when I came to the University of Nairobi, I would say it was like a little new dawn because I started seeing great things. I started seeing people who are doctors, people who are professors, people who have really made it in life, driving big cars. And when I saw that, I now started opening my eyes and I started getting a burden. Those people who are in the rural area, how will they know that there is this kind of a life? And even choosing the career, no one would guide them. I found myself doing what I was admitted to do, which was Bachelor of Arts, and it was like a Bachelor of anything, and some people would even call it a bar attendant. It was something that was not very encouraging. But when I was at the university, I came to learn that you can choose your career, you can look at yourself, you can weigh and see where your interests are. And even you can have role models, people you can emulate. And I thought, what can be done to those people I left in the up country? And I started having that burden. A few times I visited them, and a few times I would speak, maybe because I'm a Christian by background, I would talk to them about Christianity and I would tell them what is there in Nairobi. I would tell them of things that can be done. I would tell them of other careers. And life was not easy because I didn't have many people joining me to do that. With the time, I learned that people can gather, those people who are in the same school and have succeeded in life can gather and go back to become role models and also to give a motivational talk and also to give career guidance. And we started forming Alumni Association. We formed one for my secondary school, that is Mechinda Secondary School, and we formed another one for my primary school, that is Mutukanyo Primary School. Now, we started trying to see what we can do. And in the year 2016, there is a way we gathered and asked ourselves, why don't we register ourselves as an association that can also go and try to see how we can help each other, even at the school level, whereby we can also be represented in the boards of those schools so that we are able to have an opportunity to come up with a situation where we are able to talk to the kids. We are also able to gather some funds also to help those people who have problems with school fees, a way that we can motivate those kids and also do gift those who have done so well as a motivation to those who are still schooling. And in the year 2016, we gathered the one for secondary school. We agreed, we met, and we agreed that we were going to register the association. And now to register the association, we needed a letter from the school to allow us to become a partner with the secondary school. As much as we had the same common goal of helping the current learners, there is a way the management of the school had a feeling like they are not sure what exactly we wanted. And we had to engage the board. We had to have some meeting. I personally sat with the chairman of the board of management of the school, and I explained to him that all we wanted is to just help the learners. And when we sat, we agreed we needed a memorandum of understanding where we are agreeing this is the framework within which we are going to engage the school. And we agreed that the best way is that only the leaders of the association would engage the school. The association would be on this end, the school on this end, and only the leaders would meet. And we also agreed that the board of management would always have one of the members of the association or more. And so once we agreed and we wrote a document, that was the framework of engagement. We signed it, they gave us a letter. And in the year 2016, the Meshinda Alumni Association was registered. And from there now we had to continue. The leadership that we had, not everyone had the correct vision. Some could not understand. Some were excited to become board members, but they were not very sure of what they were to pursue. And so they did what they had to do. We did a few motivational talks to the school. We did a few gifting to the students who were doing well. And the school started improving. The way it had gone so down